We go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda. This is Kevin
How are you?
with A. Smith Gallery. And we're here today to talk about Town and Country, which is our call for entry that was juried by Michael Kirchoff. But before we talk about that, I just want to say, Kevin, happy anniversary to the gallery.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's our 14th anniversary, which we kind of intended to make a little more of a big deal of, but it just didn't.
Life got in the way.
Life got in the way. It did get in the
So
way.
happy anniversary to us.
Yes, but the 15th anniversary, I promise there will be a big celebration.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. So Michael Kirchoff was our juror for Town and Country. And I think Kevin has his bio.
I do. Let's see. Michael Kirchoff works in the worlds of both commercial and fine art photography. As a commercial photographer for over 30 years, it is his fine artwork that sets him apart from others, with instant film and toy camera images fueling several bodies of work. His consulting, training, and overall support of his fellow photographic artists continues with assistance in constructing one's vision, reviewing portfolios, and finding exhibition opportunities, which fill the gaps in time away from making photographs. Michael is also an independent curator and juror and advocate for the photographic arts. He has been a juror for Photolicida's Critical Mass and has reviewed portfolios for several fine art photographic organizations and nonprofits in the U.S. and abroad. Michael has been a contributing writer for Lens Scratch, Light Leaked, and Don't Take Pictures magazine. In addition, he spent 10 years on the board of the American Photographic Artists in Los Angeles, producing art lectures as well as business and inspirational events for the community, and was nominated as Photo Editor of the Year for 2023 at the Lucy Foundation. Currently, he is also editor-in-chief at Analog Forever magazine, founding editor for Catalyst, interviews, contributing editor at 112 Publishing, and the co-host of the Diffusion Tapes podcast.
Wow.
Wonderful. And if you've never listened to those Diffusion Tapes podcasts, you need to do that. And Michael is a great guy on top of everything else.
And a really busy man.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
He has a really wonderful artist statement, but it's long, so we're not going to read it all here. And you can go to, I'm going to read the first part of it, but you can go to the blog and see the rest. Actually, this is one of the better artist statements we've ever gotten.
So he kind of wrote it like a stream of consciousness.
Juror statements.
Yeah, juror statement. It's like a stream of consciousness thing.
I like it.
So he didn't capitalize anything. How do I say that?
Yeah, that's right.
He just what came up.
Yeah, I like that.
He keyed it in.
Very cool.
So here we go.
I'm writing this statement using a method I've never done before. I'm doing so while going through the full gamut of submissions and taking notes and writing short blurbs along the way. This is all in the hope that there is a full understanding of how and why I might come to the conclusions you will find in the final selections. I'm letting it take me into the land of all lowercase writing, so please bear with me and maybe the road I take will become clearer, a la Kerouac. Okay. He didn't say that, I did. I'm looking for quiet moments full of form, texture, color, meaning, and most importantly to me, light scenes that somehow provide clarity in the midst of chaos. I'm definitely leaning away from cities more, though not eliminating them by any means, as they too can provide calm in the midst of a storm. If you don't already sense this, my mind is quite often a wild jumble of duties, images, people, to-do lists, conversations, technical details about myriad things, and most often noise. On a weekly basis, I fear the cacophony of clamoring about deadlines. It can be easy to get lost in this constant sea of madness. However, I don't have it in me to slow down, let alone stop. It's a flaw. Let me tell you, there's a lot of static in there. So when an opportunity like this appears, I jump at it. Hey, Michael, this is in quotes. Hey, Michael, would you like to juror an exhibition themed Town and Country? Hell yeah, I would. That sounds exactly like what I need. So this is healing for me, a chance to escape, relax, still figuring out what that really is, and take in the simple pleasures not often afforded me. Wonderful, Michael. And like I said, you can go to the blog
There's more
and read the rest.
Yes.
a la Kerouac. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
excellent.
What's next?
Well, I think you need to show the screen share.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so our first image here is about Bill Polkinghorn. He lives in El Centro, California. This is titled Farm, Raleigh, California, and it is part of the 27.
Really nice. The tonality is wonderful. The vignetting is
I
wonderful.
love that one sheep
Yeah,
jumping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So this image is by Bill Scott. He lives in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. It's called Smoking Sands. It is a composite, in case you're wondering.
I really like this.
It's not
Yeah.
real,
It's
but
a very, very interesting.
we love, and it's part of the 27 too. Thank you, Bill. So we have two images here by Bob Depsky. Bob lives in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. This particular one is called American Gothic.
Nice, very nice image.
Yeah, I like that. Big star. And this one is called Friday Night. It is part of the 27. I just love the little words that are above the doors going in.
When you pass, you cannot stop. Smile as you go by. Best people on earth walk through these doors, our customers. Wonderful. Yeah, that's great.
So this next image is by Carolyn Parker. It's Carolyn is from Cincinnati, Ohio. It's called Over the Ryan Bookstore. And I think Kevin has a little story that she wrote about that.
This photo was taken in our city's downtown Findlay Market, a tourist destination historical extension of Cincinnati's Over the Rhine neighborhood, fondly referred to as OTR. Historically fraught with poverty, racial tension, and crime, it's been an evolving and progressive gentrification rebrand since the original German immigrants who settled Cincinnati, particularly in this neighborhood. My original digital photo Over the Rhine bookstore was in straight documentary style and color. You couldn't miss the storefront. It was emblazoned with every conceivable, audaciously vibrant hue, a visual carnival within the context of its muted surroundings. You just need to walk one block in any direction to see that you're in dangerous territory, though. I've personally experienced living and traveling on foot through these types of neighborhoods ever since I left my childhood home in the newly family-oriented west side of suburbs of Cincinnati in the 60s. With my naive calmness that typically defy these inconceivably high-risk situations, I related to how this store alone is trying to turn the area around and signify education is the answer. A beacon that seems to mirror my own early financial struggle in pursuing advanced studies in visual expression within a stoic independence. As I shared the original vivid image in my new diffused interpretation, I sometimes heard that color would be nicer. That criticism convinced me that lovely was not the expression I needed to convey. It's as if the building itself carries the weight of the historically insular and collective struggle for survival. Embracing the complexities of this environment, I've attempted to add depth of resilience while honoring its fight to survive. Very nice.
Yeah, it's very
Well said. That really enlivens
yeah,
the
thank you,
image.
Carolyn. That's great.
Absolutely.
So this image is by Daniel Torres. He lives in Kyle, Texas.
All right.
Not too terribly far from here.
Down the road.
It's entitled Neon Sunset.
Well, that definitely is about light. There's no doubt about it. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a nice image. Thank you. So Diane Lowry, she has a couple of images in this exhibit. She's from Ames, Iowa, and this particular one is called Carney Skyline.
And it makes me hungry. I want some corn and some chicken.
I love the corn dogs at our state fair.
Yeah. Well,
I miss those.
This is wonderful.
Yeah. And this one is called Face on the Wall.
Wow.
Very cool. It's in Chicago, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. Eddie Verlos. Eddie lives in Belgium. And this is called Light and Shadow. And he has a little blurb about where this was exhibited, where this was taken.
Yeah, it explains the location.
Yeah.
This former coal mine, deactivated in the 1980s, has been turned into an art campus rooted in the historical, industrial heritage of the city of Gink. Sea Mine is a hybrid creative site where students, artists, and entrepreneurs and visitors cross paths every day. It houses a university college for the arts, several theater halls, and exhibition spaces, art in the public space, office buildings for, among other things, creative industries, several restaurants, and an underground architectural experience that takes visitors back to the mining past in an atypical manner. With its year-round program consisting of high-end exhibition projects and presentations, Sea Mine attracts visitors from all around the world. Wow, that makes it
I want to
really want to go there.
Yeah, it looks really
Very
cool.
cool. Very
And
cool.
so what's it called again?
Sea Mine.
C,
C
the letter
dash,
C?
yeah, C dash mine.
All right.
Yeah, wow,
Thank you, Eddie. That's really cool.
that's very
And this is part of the 27.
nice.
It's a great image. So Jeffrey Agrons, one of my favorite photographers. Jeffrey lives in New Hope, Pennsylvania. This particular image is called Landline.
Yeah, that's a great,
Yeah,
it's almost like a diptych. You know,
Yeah,
you got
kinda.
that, yeah,
it's part of the 27.
you've got the electrical wires kind of mimicking
Yeah,
the
well,
buds.
well seen.
Yep,
And this other image here is called The Road Leads Cursed and Charmed, the Solar Eclipse.
beautiful,
Boo.
very nice.
I remember that day.
Yeah,
Okay, George Gotti. George lives in Hocog, New York. I'll probably said this wrong, George. This is called Naples at Night.
well, that's beautiful.
Not a lovely image?
Yeah,
I would like to be in Naples at night.
I wonder if that's Vesuvius. Is Naples near Vesuvius?
I
don't
don't know. You can ask George.
All right.
Thank you, George. So here we have, I think 2 images by Jamie Perkins. This one is called Church in the Woods. Jamie lives in Mashpee, Massachusetts. I love this image. It's a silver gelatin print. And it's just got a nice, I mean,
It's just
I want to go right in there.
well done.
It's part of the 27. This image is called Lonely October.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of makes you want to smile.
Yeah,
Where is everybody? All those pumpkins are waiting for you.
yeah.
So here, do you know who this is?
Probably do, but
Giannis.
yes.
Giannis Miglovs. Giannis lives in Sherwood, Oregon. And he's an amazing photographer. He, let's see, this particular one is called Home.
Yeah, Giannis is a storyteller.
He is definitely a storyteller. Look at that bird up there.
Yeah.
See that? And this is called Pink.
And it is.
It definitely is. No doubt about it.
Wow.
Very cool. This is part of the 27.
Whose is it?
Giannis.
That's also Giannis.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Giannis too.
Very cool.
Here we have an image by Jason Deckman, who lives in Killeen, Texas. Not
All
too
right.
far from here either. This is called Sunset Over the Ranch. And he's actually got 2 images. He wrote a little bit about both of them. So maybe we should go and look at the next one.
Okay. Move to the
And-
next one.
So, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. So the other one was called Leaving the Farm. This one is called Sunset Over the Ranch. I'm
Okay.
sorry. So here's a little story you wrote about them.
Well, let's go back to this one.
Okay. There you go. It's a nice.
Here's a little background on my image leaving the farm. The man's name is Eli Buck Davis. He's a songwriter who lives near Salado, Texas. I had photographed him during a couple of performances and he liked my style. When his agent told him we need new photos for the press package for your new single, he gave me a call. We met out at the farm, wandering around and capturing different angles and poses. His wife was helping during the session, holding a softbox or fixing his collar. Like a lot of people, he was a little nervous about posing, but she helped keep him grounded. At one point, I could tell that he needed a break, so I asked him to walk slowly back towards the barn. saying that I wanted to try some long distance wide frame shots. We had a lot of fun that evening and came away with a couple dozen keepers. Seeing him using my photos to promote his upcoming shows has been thoroughly gratifying. Well, that's
really
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen with your photography.
Yeah, good job. And that's his also.
This is called Sunset Over the Ranch.
Nice.
Very Texan,
Yeah.
very Texan. So here we have Jeff Shuey. This particular image, well, Jeff's from Chicago. And this is called, I'm gonna get it in a minute, Jeff. Hang on.
Probably something about Big Boy.
Something about Big Boy. I think you're right, Kevin. Big Boy in Wyoming.
Yes.
I love this image. So it's
Did
just
he ever tell us why Big Boy is out there in the
I
middle
don't
of the
remember
pasture?
that he did, but he's just kind of out there. It's just like, wow,
I ate a lot of Big Boy burgers when I was a kid.
I've never had one.
Oh, they were wonderful.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good job, Jeff. Look
Yeah.
how beautiful that setting is.
No kidding. So this image, this is another Jeff
It's
image.
in San Miguel de Allende.
And the title of this is, I'm gonna get it in a minute, hang on. Is that where you see it?
Mhm.
It's called Man with Two Donkeys.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I have seen that very scene many times.
Walking down the road.
Wonderful.
It's a nice image. I just love this image. This is man, his son, and sheep.
This is also Jeff, right?
This is also Jeff,
Yeah.
and this is part of the 27.
What a classic shot that is.
Yeah. Very classic. Beautiful. Thank you, Jeff. I think we have another Jeff.
This is Jeff too?
This is Jeff too.
My goodness.
This is called, I'm gonna get it, merry-go-round.
Very nice.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. The man knows how to use a camera.
No, yeah, he definitely does. And guess what?
There's one more. It's also.
There is
Yeah.
one more Jeff here. This is Monument Valley at sunset.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
I mean, we were there
Not too
like
long.
a year
A
ago,
year ago.
and
It didn't look like that. If I
well,
was-
we didn't get a shot like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jeff. So here we have a couple of images by Jennifer Wannen. Jennifer lives in St. Anthony, Minnesota. This particular one is called Figment.
I love the perspective of that.
I love the red.
Really nice.
It's a really nice image.
Yeah.
And this one is called September Reds. She must like red.
Yeah.
September Reds, and it also got the Jurors Award.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Nice.
apples and
And a nice red house.
very country.
Yeah.
So Jim Hill. Jim Hill lives in Riverside, Illinois. He's got a couple of images in here. I'm probably going to screw this up. No, this is this one. Okay. This is Dawn in Buda, 2024. Buda, Illinois, population 482. So Jim has this project where he goes to these small towns outside of Chicago and photographs them like early in the morning.
Or or at night
Or
also.
yeah.
Yeah.
When it's dark.
Yeah.
And this is one of his images. It's a really nice body of work.
He's got a great body of work.
And this particular one is called Through the Gap, 2024, Ohio, Illinois,
Huh.
population 462.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's very cool. So we're moving on here to John Michael Pelch. Michael lives in New York and he photographs New York quite a bit. This actually I think was taken from the roof of his building that he lives in. This is called Chrysler Building, Waiting for the Sun to Set. It is part of the 27.
Nice.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
And this one is called Dark Brick.
Is that him also?
This is also Michael.
Very nice.
Beautiful. Oh, we have a visitor here. Then we have a couple of images by Joy Sussman. She lives in Randolph, New Jersey. This one is entitled, oh, I've got a visitor here. The cat has come to visit. This is entitled Down the Garden Path, and it is part of the 27.
Nice.
Isn't that lovely?
Nice shot, Joy.
Yeah.
Well done.
And this one is Normandy Cow.
That's also Joy, right?
It is also
Yeah.
Joy.
There they are.
There they are, looking at you.
Absolutely.
They're hungry. Thank you, Joy. So here we have, oh, wait, go back. Sorry,
Joy has something to say?
Joy has something to say.
Okay.
So, about both of them, you want to read Normandy
Yep.
cows first?
So there are too many times to count that I've driven by a picture perfect scene and thought, I'll catch that shot on the way back. Of course, that shot rarely happens.
Mhm.
So I'm proud of myself for getting out of our rental car in Normandy and telling my family that I'd catch up with them later down at the beach. Those cows were just too beautiful to miss. Absolutely. Great shot. And then
Go back. Yeah, to the path.
down the garden path, I took this photograph at Claude Monet's home in Giverny, France. It was just one of the hundreds of shots I took that day, much to the chagrin of my not so patient family. Of all the places I've been fortunate enough to visit, Monet's Giverny house is my #1 pick for the place I'd most like to live. I can only imagine having those vast and rambling gardens to wake up to every morning, so full of new flowers and interesting insects to discover, and of course, photograph. It is my definition of heaven on earth. Wow, well said.
Yeah,
Wonderful. I've always wanted to go there.
yeah, me too. It's beautiful. Okay,
All right.
Next.
Here we are in Haight-Ashbury.
we are. This is by Kevin O'Donnell. He lives in North Hollywood, California, and it's called 1508.
I've seen a lot of images of that area, but nothing like that. That's a great take on it.
And it's part of the 27. So, okay, I'm going to totally mess up your name. Swari Rubel. It's Polish, and I'm sure I said it wrong. He lives in Itasca, Illinois. This is a pinhole, and we have a little, it's a solar, say it.
Solography.
Solography, okay,
Solography.
excellent. So Kevin's got he sent us some information about this image, and you're gonna read it?
Yep. Solography is a technique in which a homemade pinhole camera can be used to expose the photosensitive photographic paper for a long exposure time. To take my solograph photos, I use aluminum jars. They are small round cans. I like to use them because they are easy to install in the city. I call them Eye of the Sparrow. The advantage of these cameras is that the image is not distorted as in the case of soda cans. This is very important to me because I like objects in my photos to look natural without the fisheye effect. The photosensitive paper was cut in the shape of a circle and then mounted on the lid of the jar. This is why my photos are round. When I began my adventure with solography, my cameras were often lost or damaged. I wanted them to be small and easy to hide in the city. I found a container on the internet that was perfect and met my requirements. An image is created in the shape of a circle, just like the hole in my camera. The name of the camera comes from my last name, Robel, which means sparrow in English. Some people say that solography is one of many photography techniques. For me, solography is an adventure that I started a few years ago. Picking cans, making holes, looking for the right frames has become my addiction. I would like to share this obsession with you. Very cool.
So he does have a YouTube video about how he actually made the little camera.
Yeah.
So look at it. It's pretty cool.
Eye of the Sparrow is the name of the
Uh-huh.
YouTube video.
So this particular image, there's technical information about it here, Kevin. This is a 273-day exposure.
Ah,
Isn't that cool?
that's very cool.
June 5th, 2020 to April 4th, 2021.
Absolutely amazing.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. That's really interesting. I like that. And I think it's part of the 27 too. Leah Ghost, that's her image here, which is part of the 27. She lives in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Uh-huh.
And it's called Pathway.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
I like what she's added in.
She has a whole body of work that's has the same feeling going on.
Cool.
Well done. So Linda Posnick, she lives in LA, California. And this particular image is called Last Days of the 6th Street Bridge. She has a whole body of work around this particular bridge, which I think I get
I
the
think
impression it's
I
gone.
think they destroyed it, yeah,
And she got the director's award for this. We selected it.
yeah,
The light is just
it's wonderful.
absolutely amazing.
And the composition is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's a beautiful image. Thank you, Linda. That's really wonderful.
And that, I believe that's the Los Angeles River, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about
I
that.
think it is,
Okay.
but I may be wrong.
Okay. You want to move on?
Oh, yeah,
So this image is by Luna Howe, and she lives in Glendale, California. And the title of this is After the Dusk, number 14.
that purple tint's cool.
Yeah, it
And
is
the way it carries over into this area over
Yeah.
here.
nicely done.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luna. I love this image. This is Lisa Gazzara. Lisa lives in Bradley, California. And the title of this is Morgan's Dream. It's part of the 27.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Of course, it's infrared, and you're not supposed to photograph people in infrared, but
This
boy,
work,
does that work.
yeah, very nice.
So Matt Connors. Matt lives in Carmel, California. This particular image is entitled Point Valentry. Probably made that up. And it's actually a alt process image.
What is it? What's the process?
I'm not sure because I don't have it here,
Okay,
but it's what it
yeah,
is.
it looks like some printing process of some sort.
It's beautiful,
Yeah,
really
very nice.
beautiful. So Matthias Kemp, he lives in Amberg, Germany. This is called Cutting Through Old Ways.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Good job. I really like this. I think it's because we live in Texas and it's really hot,
Mhm.
and this kind of rings true.
We'd
This
like to be out there right now.
If we were only about, 50
Yeah.
years younger.
Yeah,
This is called, this is by Pamela Allen. She lives in Evanston, Illinois, and it's called Block Party, part of the 27. That's a great image.
it is.
What fun. And this is also by Pamela. It's called Prairie Dreams.
That's cool the way she
Yeah.
manipulated, I guess manipulated that.
No,
It might be just the
I think it's the
reflection.
way it is.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's the reflection. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool, isn't
Very
it?
cool.
So next we have a couple of images by Pat Rose. Pat lives in Portland, Oregon. And this one is entitled A Divine Colloquy. Did I say that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love that.
I
The
do
little
too.
guys down here and the big building there, and
Yeah,
the colors are nice.
it's a
And
place you'd like to stay for a while.
yeah. This one, also by Pat, is called Ribabali. I probably said that wrong too, but it's not in the US. Beautiful.
Just, it looks like an old medieval village. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. So, Robin Wright. Robin lives in Langley, Washington. And this one is called Breakfast at Dan's.
Isn't that great?
So the little bunnies that are in here, we just talked to Robin. And apparently she lives on Whidbey Island, where Langley is located. And there were little bunnies everywhere.
And
They
they
kinda-
got loose. Somebody was raising domestic bunnies
and something got
and
loose.
the bunnies got loose and proliferated.
And then
And then something else happened. I can't
they
remember.
all died. They're
Oh.
all the bunnies are gone. But this is when they were in their prime. Little bunnies everywhere.
You know, what's funny about interesting is we have lots of deer around us also,
Uh-huh.
but they don't have those big ears like that.
Yeah, they have weird deer
These
on
are
Whidbey.
big eared deer.
So more bunnies. So this is also by Robin, and this is called Early Morning Crossing 1.
Yeah, and there they go. That reminds me of the book Watership Down.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
There's Hazel. I think that's Hazel right over here. Hazel would be right here.
Okay,
Okay,
good job. Thank you,
thank
Kevin.
you.
Oh, wait, go back.
Oh, is there something to read there?
There is something to read there. I need to read my notes better. So Early Morning Crossing is this one.
Is that this image here?
It is.
Okay. Our town of Langley on Whidbey Island was famous for its feral bunnies who hopped down our streets and played games in our yards. I used to love watching these sweet and silly characters on morning walks with my greyhounds as they chased and teased each other. There used to be thousands here. These domesticated bunnies began as escapees of our annual Whidbey Island Fair and multiplied over the last 50 years. But a year ago, and within a week, they were sadly gone, wiped out by the very contagious and deadly rabbit hemorrhagic disease. They were a part of the identity and soul of this town for so many who live here. Well, that's very sad.
So go back to Breakfast at Dan's,
Yeah.
and you need to read that too.
Is there one of those two? Oh, okay. All right. Breakfast at Dan's. Part of my early morning walks with my greyhounds is passing by my neighbor Dan's house and witnessing the gathering of our deer and feral rabbits, now all sadly gone. I love to give these amusing creatures all names. This one morning they were particularly endearing, especially when Anna decided to help herself to the bird feeder. Our persistent doe here is named
Helen.
Helen. That's right. Hazel. Well, Hazel, I think, was another rabbit in Watership Down. Okay.
Yeah, Helen,
I have Watership Down on the brain.
you must. Helen would jump the fence and eat. She didn't ever eat out of the feeders, but she ate all of anything green.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Helen, we've had Helen
5 years
through 5 birthings.
Yep.
We
watched one of
we got a bunch of her kids out here.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Ronald Butler. Ronald lives in New York, New York. And this particular image is called Capertown Lane.
This fascinates me because it looks like one of those old automobile courts. So is that what this is?
Well, he's
okay.
written about it.
This image is one of 15,000 photos I shot over the course of 3 years while visiting my mother in the Mississippi Delta during her slow decline and passing. Photography was a helpful way to cope. Caperton Lane was built in the 2000s as a series of cookie cutter apartments masquerading as small houses. It always felt like a scene in a Spielberg movie with a Southern flavor. At the end of the street beyond the landlord's home/office is the Delta State Sports Complex, which was always lit up for practice nights, games, and special events. This particular evening, I stepped out of my mother's final home into a summer-like January night following a passing of rain. I turned right and felt this scene. Both in that moment and even now, this image conjures a wondrous, anxious anticipation about what was and is coming. Wow.
Cool.
Very nice.
Okay.
And then
Ronald has another image.
4 pairs. Is that here?
Yeah, boots.
Ron goes around, he lives in New York City. And I think he's part of a group that photographs found shoes, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah, is this part of that?
I think, well, I would imagine.
Well, they're hanging there.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, this could be different.
Yeah.
After about a year or so living in New York City, I returned to Mississippi to visit my folks. One afternoon, I was sitting out in Mama and Papa's yard talking to Uncle Bill, not to be confused with the 2 other Uncle Bills in the family. He was asking me about the city and listening close to my adventures as a 20-something in the 1980s East Village. When I finished, he turned to me and said, Ronnie, you know that New York State buys more country music than Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana combined. I was never sure his statistics were right, but I did understand that he was telling me that it was okay by him that I lived there as long as I didn't forget my roots. Over the course of 41 years in the city, I've always been able to find a bit of back home in the people, food, music, and occasional resale shops of Manhattan. That's wonderful, Ron.
Wonderful.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
And the title of that is 4 pairs.
That's right. Now I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct.
See?
Thank you.
That's how I got out of kindergarten.
Thanks, Ron. So this image is by Ryan Green. He lives in LA. It's called Pick Your Bones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what those buzzards do for a living.
They do that for a living.
Cool
a lot.
stuff.
So these we have two images here by Stephanie Hanlon. Stephanie lives in Mableton, Georgia. And this particular one is called Before the Grapes Ripened. It's a really nice
Isn't
image.
that wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's written a little bit about these. That's that one right there.
Okay. Before the great pride. This photo makes me think of those moments before the pressures of life get to us, playing with a cousin or family friend, and the joy of just running after one another. It takes me back to a time and a place that feels free, but at the same time rooted in sentiment. It just so happens that this was taken before the grapes in this vineyard ripened, similar to the childhood running through it. Wow, very cool.
Yeah, that's lovely. Part of the 27. Great image.
Nice.
Then this one is entitled Farewell from 4th Street Station.
When I initially thought about which of my images might fit into the town and country theme, I thought of rural, small town images, but then I read the prompt and decided to go with the feeling of place. While this image was taken in New York City, it brings you back to the human connections that still exist as friends and lovers wave through a subway car. Even in busy urban places, the feeling of home and connection still lives in everyday moments. As a New Yorker myself, I know what it is to be at home surrounded by thousands of transplants and visitors and stealing those intimate moments as if the rest of the world stopped.
Wow.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, well done. Thank you, Stephanie. So this image is by Patrick Taz Bentley. He goes by Taz. He lives in Dallas, Texas.
Uh-huh.
It's called Going. We talked to him.
We did.
Yeah,
Very
I
nice.
love the treatment of this whole image.
Yeah.
The toning. I love this.
The road goes on forever.
Yeah, it's very West Texas.
Yes.
Well done. Thank you, Taz. So Tim Drake, he lives in Dallas, Texas.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Dallas people here. So Tim has two images in here. This particular one is entitled Diner. I love
Very
the colors.
cool. Yeah. Definitely has a stamp of a certain time on it,
It does.
right?
Yeah. And this one is entitled West Texas.
We know about
And
that.
boy, does that look like West Texas.
Yeah.
Yep. Flat with those oil things.
Pump jacks.
Yeah, okay.
Pump jacks everywhere.
Yeah.
I love those when I was a kid. They reminded me of big birds out in the field.
Okay. Thank you. This is by Wayne Thomas. Wayne lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and this is called Joe's Furniture We Buy and Sell. And he wrote a little bit about this, Kevin. I think it's mostly about his process, which I think is pretty
He
interesting.
hand colored this.
He did. That's what this is about.
That's right. This is me venturing into the hand coloring of black and white photographs. The original image was captured in Memphis on Kodak Tri-X film in the 80s. I printed the photograph on Hahnemuhle matte fine art paper and colored it with pan pastels and Prismacolor pencils. Way to go, Wayne. Good job, man. That's wonderful.
So Wayne and his merry band of friends
Uh-huh.
went on a little trip.
And they went from Kansas City down the Mississippi River all the way to New Orleans when they were younger.
On a hand-built raft.
And he has a book coming out soon about it. And when it comes out, you need to get it.
Yeah,
So,
we will do something up.
Yeah.
We'll show it to you.
yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you, Wayne. So last but not least, Wright Shickley. This is called Safe Travels. He's from Palo Alto, California. And why is there a martini glass in that window?
Well, it looks like a service station, but
They don't do martinis.
well, they might. It depends on where you are.
Okay.
I love the treatment of this photograph because it kind of mimics the nostalgic aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Yeah. Thank you, Wright. So you know what, Kevin?
Are we at the end?
We're at the end. So thank you to everyone that entered. And
To Michael Kirchoff
absolutely.
for picking a great show.
And
Yep.
happy anniversary.
Thank you. Same to you. And thanks to everyone for supporting the gallery. We greatly appreciate it. And
Till next time.
till next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.